What's the volume on this headset? Oh, there's a player. Dual trailer park, go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. YouTube! I hope you're all doing really well out there. I hope you're all enjoying the start of Season 4. I've been having a ball. We've had the return of Rebirth Island. We've had Fortune's Keep Extreme. There's been so much going on. I've been having a time. Having a great time. As you can see with this chopper, I've been a little bit of a menace.
Nah, you're a secret.
I suppose you could say. It's been so much fun. I love roaming around, taking out people on top of Water Tower, third-partying teams that are already in a fight, just like this guy, and then bouncing, going along, seeing how many people I can find unsuspecting on roofs, and basically ruining the start of their game. You know, I'm out to have fun, and this is about as much fun as I normally have in Rebirth. Or how small. Flanking players and teams, getting behind them, just like these guys. So much fun. I really feel like a 200 IQ player when I manage to pull these things off. And then we have the death gods. Language warning.
And get fucking shot.
Oh man.
Take a shot.
You fuck.
One to the back.
What the fuck did you know there, you happen?
Bless that kid.
They've got me.
Nah, you're a secret.
This one game I had the pleasure of being in, there was a team that managed to get a whole lot of different vehicles into prison. I swear the whole lobby was there. It was like they were stream sniping some big streamer or something.
This is the worst of Vic.
I hospitalized this guy. His ankles got snapped. Now I hate it. Absolutely loathe it when people get me on the loadout and I cannot get my loadout. But sometimes you're on the other end where you're actually attacking this team on the loadout. And the way that big streamers or really good players get their high kill games in Rebirth Island anyway is to make sure that they hang around the loadouts, they let the team come back one by one, and you pick them off. It's pretty easy, it's not really the nicest move, but if you're looking for high kills, it's one of the smarter moves. To be honest, it doesn't really make for very good content anyway, it's kind of boring, so I'm not going to include too much of this footage in today's video. So the meta has kind of been the same for a little while. Stims are still absolutely the meta. I've been using them in solos. Any game mode I play, I've been using these stims. Now, there's many reasons for that. They give you that extra speed boost, give you that extra bit of health, and get you out of carry situations. I'm about to show you a little bit of gameplay I had in a solo game where I had restock stims and it won me the game and allowed me to move through the gas and through different parts of the map where I wouldn't be able to do it without stims. So you can see I just bought a UAV. Old mate is on the mini-map. I have an idea of where he's going to come out. There he is. I'm going to shoot him a bit. He already moved. I want to make him nervous. I'm going to put down my airstrike. If I was to get the down, that would have been an even more useful way of the precision airstrike. But still, I wanted him to move, maybe get a lucky hit, or get him out in the open. So the UAV is gone now. I have to be a little bit more cautious. I am taking cover. I want to get the high ground. I do spot a guy in the distance who catches me jumping on top. So I want to play it up because I know there are a few players around here that were on the minimap when I had the UAV. I've also got the bounty, which gives me information as to where another player could be. He's probably in this building or down in the grotto. I'd say one of those two areas. So I've got the gassy here. which does help me out. I can move throughout the gas and spot a player. Unfortunately, he does manage to take some cover, but here is where the stims really come into play. I can see that the circle is moving. I can do a very wide flank, and I'm wary that my plates are going to run out through running through the gas. I've got my 4 plates ready. I'm going to head towards the zone, which is just in front of me here, and I'm going to blade up, and boom, there's a player right in front of me who's at the edge of the zone. I know that he has to move in towards me, so I'm going to wait for that. We both drop shot. It wasn't the prettiest play, but I do have my stim there, so I'm able to again take this outside route. I know if I'm going to run through the open there, I'm going to get shot. There is only one guy left now, and he is going to be looking in the most obvious places. By being an unpredictable player, you can outsmart your enemies into beating them. Now, accuracy is a big thing in this game, but you also need to develop some kind of wit about you when playing if you are going to take out really good players and then start taking on teams. Back to the gameplay, I'm going to switch to my NZ for further range. There's old mate. We trade a bit. I know he's going to play it off. I want to make sure that I've got full ammo. I've got all of my plates in so we can have our final duel. As the gas is coming in, I decide I'm going to go for it. I'm going to stim up. Go trailer park, go around the outside, Go around the outside, like I said, while having some cover and more speed than usual. Take him out for the win and leave a happy player. I did use the meta weapons, which certainly do help, but there are also extra plays, extra parts of the meta, such as your perks and lethals, which all combined add to your playstyle and how you want to play to get the win. I'm not saying my way is the only way of winning. There is a multitude of ways of winning this game, but this is just how I play it. This is my perspective. So the gameplay that you're seeing right now was where I got a 25 kill win, which is actually my personal record. Not the highest, but I'm pretty happy with it when it comes to Fortune's Keep solos. Now when I go into a game, I don't go into a game thinking I'm going to get a 20 bomb, I'm going to get a 30 bomb, or, you know, that kind of thing. I kind of just play the game how I would normally play it, without any expectations, because I'm constantly learning. There are always RNG, there are random parts of the game that you can't help. So you kind of just go with the flow, play it as you would, as you know how to play it, and every now and then you kind of get lucky and you get these high kill games. This one, I get really lucky in the sense of I have about 3 players that I keep killing around this area, and they keep coming back. I am going to use my finesse, I suppose you could say, by jumping around corners and slide cancelling and all that type of thing. But when people are flying in without their guns, you don't really have to go above and beyond to get results. Not when they're dropping in on you anyway. There are times where you will have to make choices, and hopefully the choices you make do pay off. Such as here is a pretty simple one. I had one guy flying in. He might stay in that area, but I've got a third party happening, or an opportunity for a third party. I assume that someone does have their guns already, or maybe they both have their guns. So I want to get them while they're at their best, I suppose. And then when they keep coming back, it's going to be so much easier for me. Now, to be honest, when I do play solos, I never really have players come back this amount of times to land to get their guns. But these guys were so determined to get their weapons that it ended up being their undoing in the game, and it allowed for my little kill counter at the top right there to get higher and higher. Even with close calls such as that one, I mean, you should never really mantle into a gunfight because you've got that short window where you're jumping through the window where they can shoot you and get those first shots off. But anyways, this is at the point in time where they had nerfed the NZ, and noticeably the 50 round mag felt very different. I must have had either the wrong attachments, or that's just the way the recoil is now, where it is a little bit shakier than what I was used to.
I meant by that.
I advise going for the 40 round, but that's me, that's my personal choice. I find it has better control, and I think the bullet velocity is even a little bit better. Even though they have nerfed the Blixen, it's still one of my favorite weapons to use. Since this gameplay, I have actually changed the barrel on it to it's not the first barrel anymore. I use the final, the last barrel, all the way at the bottom. I think it's the 4th pick. You can see that there are plenty of people around this area at the moment. So, Solos is full of campy players that are waiting for the opportunity to third party. They know that you're going to be weak having just been in a gunfight. So you have to be wary of that. When I play this, I am on edge. It's so different to quads, where if you kill a player, they pop up on the minimap. Here, there could be a player anywhere. You have to focus on the audio. I also pick up tracker, which helps me out so much. Which brings me back to what I was saying before, where this game is so random. There are different things that can help you along your way to a high kill win, if you're chasing that kind of thing. So now that I know I've got 19 kills, I am going to slow down my gameplay a bit. Because I know the final players are going to be campy, or they're going to be good, maybe even a combination of both. Either way, I don't want to rush around.
Good to go.
I want to kind of play tactically now in this part of the game. I don't want to just throw away a high kill win, which could have ended just there by getting sniped by that sniper. I know that I don't want to re-peek that, so I'm happy to let him watch that area for a while. But I am going to push him in close quarters. Hopefully he's not a very good quickscoper. So I just caught him there. I decide to rush in, knowing where he is. I get the headshots off on him, and that's how I win the gunfight. I went charging in, which sometimes doesn't work in your favor, but the fact that I'd already just seen him, had my crosshairs ready on his head, that's what won me that gunfight. Tracker here lets me know where old mate went. He could have gone through that window, down the stairs, but he goes up the ladder. I know there's footsteps around me. I want to get more stims here, sitting on 22 kills. Just in case I do make a mistake, I want to have the chance to back out of the gunfight or make a gas play, as you've already seen in this video. People are trying to get the high ground this late in the game, although I wouldn't really pick that high ground spot just because the gas is already moving. You're going to be up there for about 5 seconds and then you're going to move. So my decision here is to stick to the outer edge of the circle, and I get lucky here with the UAV. I mean, how lucky can you get in a game? You've got people flying in trying to get their guns, you've got tracker in a very campy game, and you get a UAV at the end. Here I'm going to use my stim going into the gunfight so he has less time to react to the audio with me running towards him. I also do have these backup stims ready. I've got one in my pocket, and I've got the 2 extra ones if I need them and get the chance to use the munitions box. So while the players are to my right and preoccupied with each other, I am going to take cover and let them fight it out a bit while making one of the players weak. If the guy on higher ground loses his gunfight, it's going to be even easier for me right now to peek over the edge and get the win. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I will be making more videos in the future. And apologies for yelling into the mic.